Hi there. Welcome into Let Me Put a List Together along with my guy, Brian Mitchell. I am Mark Grody, and today's list, we will be counting down something delicious. Hostess snacks, Bri.
Seriously, I was making this list. The mouth was watering. I know it sounds cliche, but it really was.
Well, I was thinking, honestly, like after this show, after we record this, I will be going to the 7-Eleven, which is across the street from me in downtown Chicago, and I might get myself, well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to get because we got a list to do here.
Well, let me tell the fun people the list. So we're talking about the Hostess Treats. Okay, so we start out with Ding Dongs, HoHos, Twinkies, Snowballs, Mini Muffins, Zingers, Fruit Pies, Cupcakes, Suzy Q's, and Donuts. Do you like
Yum.
that?
I do like it. I do like it. And,
is it donuts or donuts?
No, well, Brian, you are the one who seems to do more of the research, so that's something that you're going to have to look into.
Okay.
By the way, thanks to everybody for listening to us, wherever you might listen to us, whether you're listening on Apple or Spotify or YouTube, here on the Podcast Entertainment Network. You are awesome for listening. We appreciate the loyalty. Thank you.
And also subscribe. And not only that, but leave us a review if you're on Apple, just saying what you like about the show or what you don't like about Mark being part of the show.
Right. There's usually at least 7 to 8 things in that category, things I don't like about Mark. So I understand. I understand. Look, hey,
you are the man.
I have to deal with me every single day.
That could be an issue.
Every single day. And the people listening only have to deal with me if they so choose on this podcast and listen, unless they like to listen to Chicago Sports Radio 670.
You're bad. Chicago 670, not Rocktober, but Sportstober.
Sport. So we do the rankings, we count them down, we do a collective draft the way that we would do them. And Brian, I think that I've started first like the last 5 weeks, and I don't know how that's occurred. I appreciate it, but I'm going to let you start with number 10 as we do Hostess, not snacks, treats.
Treats.
Because really it is. Like, you don't think of having a Twinkie as a snack. Like a snack is a handful of peanuts maybe, or some chips. Now, I think that the Hostess is a little bit more special. So what do you have for number 10, my friend?
Well, number 10 is going to be something that is kind of like a breakfast item, but I guess you could eat it at any time, and that's going to be the mini muffins that come in like banana. They also come in chocolate, and my personal favorite is the blueberry. Now, the reason why this is so low on my list is because they only give you like, I don't know if it's like 3 or 4. It's
it's like a little bag. There's like 4
but there's
or 5
like 4 in there. I mean, but for me, that's not cool because I'm going to have to at least eat 2 or 3 bags, Mark. It's not gonna. I just remember the blueberry being really, really good. Just like had the classic blueberry muffin taste, really sticky. That bread muffin film all over your hands after eating them. I really like them. I just wish there was a few more of them in the bag, and that's all I'm going to say about the mini muffins.
I totally understand. Wow, you described the bread muffin film. I was like, when I was thinking about this, I was like, how do I describe that? And then I decided I wasn't going to, and you just nailed it. The bread. And it is. It's all about the blueberry. I love the texture on the overall.
Yeah.
I think it might be and I didn't do the research on this, but I believe it's got to be one of the newer of the Hostesses because I don't remember the muffins until probably I was in my 30s or so.
Yeah.
A couple other life hacks for you. The blueberry ones are great when heated. Put them in the microwave and then check me out. Put them in some vanilla ice cream. Like dip them in the. See, I'm a big.
What's the thing with taking things that are just randomly not put in ice cream and putting it in ice cream?
Oh, but trust me on this one. The blueberry, everything pops when you put the heated blueberry muffins with that. What did you call it? The film? The film?
It is called the bread muffin film. Sticky bread muffin film all over your hands.
In other words, sugar. Yeah. So, try that, heat it up, and I think you're outrageous for having this at number 10. I have it a lot higher, and when we get to our personal lists, very personal, I will show you where mini muffins actually should be. But since this is an exercise we do collectively and together and as a team, I have to accept what you have said here in putting mini muffins at number 10. Moving on to number 9. I'm going to go with, and again, I will steal your phraseology. It's sort of breakfasty. It's the donuts. I'm going to go with the donuts here. And despite all of the incredible donut franchises that have sprouted in the last couple of decades, there is still a place for these little gems. Like when you just don't feel like or have the time to go high maintenance on your donut, you just want a little fix of powder all over your mouth, and you just want to get in the car and go, throw the wrapper away and be on with your day. They are sealed. They are fresh. And they are great. They're like all Hostess products. It's a good product. And I, you think that again with Dunkin' Donuts, and then there's like all these great donut franchises. Yeah, believe it or not, there is a place for donuts, and that place, Brian, is number 9 on our list here. Let me put a list together.
Okay, now I would have to probably differ with you, and I would say that that donuts are a little bit higher on my list. But the donuts, the one that sticks out to me is the Crunch donut. Now, Crunch, it's like the anytime breakfast, lunch, dinner treat. It has that crumble on top, and they give you just enough in the pack to satisfy you. It's not like the mini muffins.
It's not the blueberry, huh?
No,
right.
It's like, I think they give you like 5 in there, and they're perfect size for dunking in milk. You don't have to break it in half. You just dunk that whole thing, and you're left with a bunch of sweet crumbs at the bottom of the glass of milk. Chocolate's good if you want to change it up a little bit, but I'm going to have to say when I go donuts, I always go Crunch, and those are my favorite. So not happy with it at number 9, but Mark, as you said, all is fair in love and listing.
Folks, this is the premier listing show. No matter what other lists you've seen or heard of or witnessed, this right here, let me put a list together. Brian Mitchell, Mark Grody, this is the premier listing show. So we've got the mini muffins at number 10. We've got the donuts at number 9. Counting down the best Hostess treats, number 8, Mr. Mitchell.
All right, Mark, number 8 is going to be, and I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for this, but it's going to be Twinkie. Twinkie is that gold standard treat that Hostess put out. It has the sponge cake with the creamy filling, and I love that. It's not that I dislike it. The only thing about Twinkie that I don't really like is I don't think that there's enough cream in the center. Every time I eat Twinkies, it's all a lot of sponge cake and just not a lot of cream in the center. It's like I never get a good fill in my Twinkies. Now, shout out to Twinkies. It was invented in Schiller Park, Illinois. And at first, and I think we talked about this, it initially had like a banana cream filling. And then during World War II, bananas were being rationed and they couldn't use them anymore. So they switched to vanilla cream. And that's how it's been since then. Now, they do have different flavored. I saw that there is now, doing some research on the Hostess webpage, there is a pumpkin spice Twinkie for a limited time only. I think everything is touching the pumpkin spice. And do you remember when we were little and we had the commercial, it was Twinkie the Kid? Do you remember him with the cowboy hat?
Yeah,
and
of course.
He had the lasso.
Yeah, man.
So that's what sticks in my head. So I just wish there was a little bit more cream, and I just think there are more
it's never enough for you, is it,
never
Mitchell?
enough, no.
Not enough muffins, not enough cream.
No, absolutely not. Come on, dude.
You're like one of those, like one of those animal TV shows. The lion eats over 400 pounds of meat a day, and if he doesn't get enough, he is in trouble. So that more muffins and more cream. That's been the theme for Mr. Mitchell.
That is it, man. So what do you think about Twinkies?
Well, first of all, again, we are having some real differences on our opinions on these. I would have had Twinkies, or I do have Twinkies much higher than you. Here's a great thing about Twinkies. Like, they're very original. Like if I had to describe to somebody, what is the flavor of a Twinkie? Twinkies are Twinkie flavored, and they're and only things that are really original get to be called, like Coca-Cola. What is the flavor of Coke? It's Coke flavored. Yeah. Twinkies are Twinkie flavored. It's enough cream for me. I don't need that much cream, so I'm cool with the 3 slots of injected cream that exist in this golden treat. It's nice. It's neat. It's and they're all, like with most Hostess, there are 2 of them usually in a package, but I prefer the box. And there's nothing like opening a fresh box of Twinkies, and there they are, like 10 of them just sitting there. waiting to be gobbled up. So I have a much higher opinion and a lot more respect for Twinkies than you do.
I think that you will also get the bread film all over your hands with Twinkies as well. Am I correct? Because the Twinkies are kind of sticky, right?
A little bit, but the only part that there's a little bit that sticks to that little piece of white cardboard that are on that, and then you eat that part at the very end. Yeah. Just when you think the party's over, there's 2 or 3 more fries at the bottom of the bag, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you think they still have that cardboard in there? I don't think they do anymore. I think they used to.
I think you might be right, actually.
I think they got away from those.
It's still as familiar to me as the Twinkie kid that you were talking about. It feels like it's still there.
Yeah, it does. So just imagine that it's still there, Mark.
Okay, thanks, Brian.
It'll feel better. All right, so that's going to be mine. Twinkies at number...
That's number 8.
Okay, so number 7 is yours, Mark. What do you got?
Quick break. You are listening to Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
Let Me Put a List Together is brought to you by...
What if wearing underwear could feel better than going commando? Like if the waistband didn't roll or dig, and the fabric made you sweat less, and the whole thing moved with you, never against you. At Mack Weldon, we're reinventing men's basics, starting with your underwear. Introducing AirKnit X, our lightest, most breathable technology, engineered with 4-way stretch. If you don't love your first pair, it's free. So try one today at MackWeldon.com.
I'm pretty sure our new house might be haunted.
What makes you say that?
The furniture is levitating. Oh, and the ghost.
Welcome home.
Yeah, that's spooky.
You know what's really scary? Missing out on Geico for help with homeowners and renters insurance. Geico makes it easy to save a bunch.
Great. You're not sticking around, right?
The party's just getting started.
Happy Geico-ing. Call today and see how easy homeowners and renters insurance can be.
And now, back to Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
Snowballs. I'm going to go with Snowballs. And to me, the snowball sort of looks like a living organism to me. Like a balled up caterpillar or one of those stress balls that people throw around. I don't dislike the snowball, but I have to be honest, I'm not crazy about marshmallow mixed with stuff in general. Like I'm kind of a marshmallow snob. I'm cool with marshmallows roasted and on graham crackers with melted chocolate, but that's about it. Marshmallows are for roasting, not for my Hostess snacks. So it's like I said, I've had a few snowballs in my life. I don't hate them, but I don't have a lot on the snowball.
You know, Mark, Snowballs, man, I think is definitely an acquired taste because I am right there with you. When it comes to Snowballs, you got the cream-filled chocolate cakes. They're covered with marshmallow frosting and then coconut flakes. It has 3 things I like. It has cake, cream, and coconut. But as you said, cannot do marshmallow.
Finally, we agree on something today.
For some reason, can't do marshmallow in its normal state. It's got to be melted, like in a s'more or something like that. And that must be an age thing because my 8-year-old literally can take a bag of marshmallows and eat them with no issue. So Jed is a huge marshmallow kid. And I don't know, maybe when I was little, I could do that. But at this stage in the game, do not like it.
Yeah, man. Those mini marshmallows were always good in like hot chocolate. I was down with that, and then s'mores, and then there's just something about marshmallows. Maybe it's our generation that they didn't. I think our parents liked marshmallows
because there was nothing else. There was chocolate, marshmallow, peanut butter. That was it. That's all you had. They had Hershey's chocolate, peanut butter, marshmallows.
Yeah, exactly. I'm intimidated by marshmallows. So. All right, so that's number 7, siete, for our Spanish-speaking listeners. Right. So let's get it down to number 6.
All right. Number 6 is going to be Ding Dongs. Ding Dongs, the hockey puck size goodness. And you know how you know you're old school is if you can remember the aluminum foil on the Ding Dongs.
Oh my God, yeah.
Absolutely. And you'd have like a trail of these little aluminum balls like around the couch. You know, your ma would be like vacuuming. What is this? There ain't Ding Dongs on the couch.
Yeah, Ding Dong.
Yeah, Ding Dong. The chocolate glaze on the top, I always liked that little shine to it. You know, it was tempting. It was just covered in this chocolate glaze shine, and it just had your standard good chocolate cake. And I always thought they put enough cream in the Ding Dongs, unlike the Twinkies.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not saying that, Hostess scammed us back in the day. I'm just saying that I just wish there was a little bit more cream like the Ding Dongs. So love the Ding Dongs. They were always fun to just carry. You could have one or two. Usually when you went to the convenience store, there was always two in a pack. Your mom always throw them in your lunch or whatever. And they were just an awesome treat to have. And I just really like them in aluminum foil. So,
yeah.
so
I'm like, hey, man, I have had a theory of life that any food served in aluminum foil is typically delicious. Usually it's like a hot sandwich, like a pizza sub or something. You know what I mean? Like, so of course the Ding Dong aluminum wrap definitely pops off the page. I like to call it the circular HoHo. And to me, what did you say the how did you describe the outside of it?
The glaze, the glaze, the shine of it.
Yeah. So I described that very same thing as the outer shell. All about it's got a little bit of crispness to it.
Absolutely.
I think is the way. Like you could kind of pick it if you want. You can kind of if you're not completely into scarfing, you kind of pick at it a little bit. So that's where I go with the Ding Dong, and never not delicious. So Ding Dongs
always it's just perfect. It's not awesome. It's not bad. It's perfect.
I would say number 6. Yeah,
I mean number 6 and right in the middle of the treats.
Of course.
So number 5 is yours.
Okay.
Did Ding Dongs at 6. So 5 is going to be.
It's going to be fruit pies. I was kind of struggled with the fruit pie. Let me first of all, the best part to me about the fruit pie is the outside shell. I could eat the outside shell by itself. It is just loaded with sugar. As a matter of fact, you can see the pasty looking sugar on it. So it is just absolutely great. I don't know. The fruit filling is fine, but it is as artificial tasting as anything I've ever tasted in the artificial flavor industry. And I think probably it's because I do like pie, but typically pie, there's a little bit of care put into it. So in this case, this is the one Hostess treat that they're not getting away with sort of the fake ingredients. Like all the other ones are fine, and I'm cool with all the high fructose or whatever they put in it. But there is something about the artificial flavor in the fruit pies that it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. Fruit pies, I like some of the things that you touched on. I don't think that it should be rated, I think it could be a little bit higher.
Okay.
But the flavorful light crust is what you were all about. And then you don't like the sweet sugary goo.
It's just too much. It's just like a big blob of jelly put in there. Well, what's your favorite flavor? What's your...
it's a toss-up. Like sometimes I go for the standard apple. And then sometimes I'm feeling a little super tart cherry. And then when I was a kid, I used to love the blueberry ones. I don't even know if they make those anymore.
Yeah, that's my go-to. By the way, with the fruit pies, do you like the Hostess fruit pies better or the McDonald's apple pie or cherry pie?
I would have to go Hostess. Yeah, I would. I like it because sometimes I don't like to eat things that are like heated. Like, you know what I mean? Like certain things I don't like heated, and I don't like apple pie heated. I don't like it hot. I like it either room temperature or even cold, and I don't know why that is. But give me an apple pie and just make it room temperature.
I just love learning about you. Yeah. It feels good.
The shocking thing that, back when you were a kid, you really didn't care about calories. But if you took a look at the calories in a fruit pie, a Hostess standard fruit pie.
Yeah, it's the most, right?
They are like nuts. I think they're like 600 or 700.
Filling, man.
Yeah.
It's a jar of jelly inside sugar.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So what they did is then they started making like little boxes of them where they would, come in smaller versions of them. But then you just probably eat just as much as those. So,
they're intense. They're intense, right? I think that's the thing.
Yeah, they're about one little fruit pie is roughly about 500 calories.
Yeah, if you commit to that, like you're really, really committing to dessert or treat or whatever you want to refer to it as.
So you better,
it's a commitment.
You better totally dig it. Because that's your week allotment right there. You might want to cut it and you might want to cut it and have it in, little slices,
Absolutely, man. All right, we cool with fruit pie? You want to move on to number 4, my friend?
Yes. We're going to move on to number 4, Suzy Q. I don't think that Hostess is in charge of the Suzy Q anymore, but it was it was for many years. I don't know if you remember this, but in January of 2012, Hostess actually filed for Chapter 11.
I remember that. Everybody was scared.
Huge, and they were like, "What is going to happen to the treats?" Basically, they brought them back maybe in 2013, give or take.
America was not going to let that happen.
No, so they started bringing back all of the classic Hostess brands, still under Hostess, but under another company ownership. Thank goodness there are still Twinkies out there and all that goodness. But anyways, I don't think Suzy Q's on that list anymore, but you could still get them out there. I think somebody owns the rights to that one. But when I look at Suzy Q, this is what I'm thinking. It's like a double bed of deliciousness. That's what it is. Here it is. Walk into a hotel room and you got, the double beds right there. That is kind of what the Suzy Q reminds me of. It's a double bed of deliciousness. It's like there's 2 beds of chocolate cake and then it's lathered with the cream sandwich. Now that is what I'm talking about. The lathering of the cream.
Well done.
And then, you sandwiched them together. That's how they serve them. Problem is the proper way is to separate and lick off the cream. Doing it any other way does not have the same enjoyment if you don't separate the Suzy Q. So that is what the Suzy Q does for me. I like them frozen sometimes. I remember my mom was a big thing. She'd get like a bunch of Hostess Treats and put them in the downstairs freezer. And of course, I would just go sneak down there. And she was probably saving them, but, I'd be down there and I'd be like, oh, I'll just have this. And I'd eat it cold. They were good, man. I totally dug the Suzy Q.
I don't know if I can match your enthusiasm here because you just crushed that entire description. I'm gonna take that recording with me and just listen to it whenever I need inspiration. You know what? When I get up on the treadmill a little bit later on, I am gonna have that in my ear. But I will say this: you said the double bed, which I absolutely loved. I jotted down wonderfully messy, big, sloppy, delicious. Like it's the one of the Hostess that you cannot eat in a neat, contained way. It is just disgustingly delicious is what it is. They are breakable. The cream and the chocolate just crammed together. Like somebody obnoxious came up with the Suzy Q.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're like, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to take this cake and this cake, and then we're just gonna go it up, all right? And we'll slam it together.
More.
You want me to put more on this, Ed? More, Ed? More, man.
Keep it coming.
Keep it coming, man. More.
Yes. The Suzy Q, referring back to one of our previous lists, is gluttony, ladies and gentlemen. It is one of the 7 deadlies. And Suzy Q was Brian Mitchell's college radio name.
That's
actually, for people who don't know, because
I used it all the time.
Yep. So I thought that was really cool to learn that and to look that up. So Suzy Q is number 4. Number 4. I have a pretty good idea where that might be for Brian Mitchell on his list, but stay tuned.
All right, Mark, hold it right there. You're listening to Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
Get in touch with the show through email at lists@podcastentertainment.com.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a scary movie victim.
Oh no, a tree fell on my car, and there's only one thing to do. Trip over my own feet and pull myself across the lawn while yelling help at a barely audible volume.
Sorry to interrupt, but you filed a claim with Geico, so you've got a designated claims team to help you.
This Geico sounds suspiciously reassuring. Are you sure I don't end up getting surprised with an unexpected twist?
Just that your Geico team will always be there to keep you updated.
No!
What is it?
Oh, nothing. I just didn't see that coming.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse? Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon. Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
Number 3, it's you.
I'm going to go with another one of Brian Mitchell's post-college nickname, the HoHo. So,
Word.
yeah, the HoHo. It's a slam dunk formula. Like a lot of these, it's chocolate with cream. It is the tubed version of the Ding Dong. I mean, clearly the Ding Dong and the HoHo have some sort of a relationship. Do you like your food circular, or do you like your food
cylindrical?
Cylindrical, 3D cylindrical, or do you like it like a small hockey puck? Yeah. So it's really just a matter of taste in that regard. And again, I wrote this down, and you said it earlier when we were doing one of them. The tinfoil makes it special and unique. And again, tinfoil food is always good. It's there's a greasiness to it. It's super chocolatey and lovely, and I'm okay with the HoHo being at number 3.
And then of course you got the old knockoff, the Swiss cake rolls by Little Debbie, which which it's like, hey, if I want to save $1 for the kids, I'll buy those. But if I feel that they did something special and they need it, we'll go full HoHo. That's what we'll do.
Yo to the HoHo.
That's right. A San Francisco bakery originally made the first HoHo in 1967, and it had another character. Do you remember Happy HoHo? He was the original mascot for HoHos, kind of like Twinkie the Kid. He looked like a Robin Hood character. Do you remember him?
No, I do not remember the HoHo.
Yeah, I do remember the different characters of Hostess.
Yeah,
so
apparently
I know.
You do.
I was really tuned into that. I guess that really stuck with me. So, and you get 2 in each pack. I think they're just more, you're able to carry them around. They're a little bit more.
That's true. You could personalize your HoHo.
Absolutely.
Take them with you.
Personalize your HoHo. Take them with you.
You sound like a happy mom getting in her car. Hi, I'm on the fly. I'm a woman on the move. I've got my HoHo here. Right.
Here's
it's
HoHos.
not like a Suzy Q where you can't eat and the slop all over your face.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we're on to the top 2. And Mark, did you want to do a recap so we have
I can do that, yeah.
of what we got going on here?
I've been tracking. So number 10 was the blueberry mini muffins, or just the mini muffins. Number 9, donuts. 8, Twinkie. 7, Snowball. 6, Ding Dong. 5, the Hostess fruit pies. Number 4, the Suzy Q. Number 3, the HoHo. And on to you for number 2, Brian.
All right, so my number 2 is going to be, I'm going to go Cupcakes at number 2. When I think of these cupcakes, these have been a staple in my life. I think these were always around, even when I was a kid. And then, of course, up to now, I mean, we still grab the cupcakes every now and then. So let me describe this as how I see it. It's a chocolate rooftop with a swirl. Chocolate cake, cream in the center. I will say that the cream leans a little bit towards the Twinkie where it's just not enough.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but
that.
Suzy Q has it all day and all night. The cream in Suzy Q all day and all night. More, give me more. The cream in cupcakes, okay, but it's still good because what I like to do is take off that top first sometimes.
Of course.
And just eat that first, and then you have the cake and the cream afterwards. Now, whoever made the orange cupcake, that is a mind-blowing concoction. I have no idea how they came up with that, but you got the citrus orange flavor, orange cake, white cream. It's got that orange sickle vibe to it. Oh, man, I love the orange cupcakes, and I would almost say that they might be a little bit higher than the chocolate because they're they're so outside the box, and I really dig it because I'm so used to the chocolate ones, but when you get an orange one, man, it's just like, wow, this is a whole new experience.
I'm not familiar with the orange ones.
I know, Mark, because you grew up in Itasca.
Oh, is that it? They didn't. The orange ones didn't make it to the western suburbs.
They stopped right around Itasca. We don't. It was
not in our town.
Yeah, it was some type of union thing. They couldn't sell in Itasca. No, I can't believe you haven't had the orange cupcakes. I recommend.
What is the flavor even? I don't even. I can't.
It's kind of orangey, tangerine-y. But you ever have an orange sickle? You know what that is? You have a popsicle with the cream in the center, the orange popsicle cream.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of my cupcake being fruity. No,
it's fun, dude.
I'm sorry.
That's why it's mind blowing. It's kind of wild.
I agree with you about the icing, man. Yeah, you take the little icing off and the little squiggly white lines that exist on it, and They are delicious. And for me, I don't need to have my Hostess cakes bulging with the cream like you do. So I feel like I am more satisfied with the cupcake than you are.
Right.
But it is our number 2
right.
in our Hostess Treats list. And that means that I get to do number 1. Okay. There is only one left if you have been tracking at home. And somebody right now is going, wait a minute, which one have they left off their list? Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 on our collective list is the Zinger. Zinger. Here's the best part about Zingers. It's one of the greatest product names of all time. It's a Zinger. I've always wanted to like Zingers more than I actually do. When I get them, I like them, but they're never quite as satisfying as some of the other Hostess snacks that exist. To me, they are the second cousin to Twinkie. Like, you know them and you like them, but you just don't see them a lot. But they're delightful when you get together with them. And I think they might be the only ones that come in 3s, Brian. Is that right? The Zinger?
Yeah.
Because they're small. And again, they're economy size. And again, you could take them into your car and eat them as you drive to work. So there is definitely something about them that is very practical. But the Zinger is definitely not close to number 1 on my list. But there is a place for Zingers.
Okay, well, here, if we're going to talk about Zinger, we got to get out the dirty little secret, okay? And the dirty little secret is they were originally sold by Dolly Madison.
What?
And that was like way into probably into the 90s, dude. They weren't even under the Hostess umbrella. But Hostess eventually took them over, and then they started selling them under the Hostess brand. Because don't you remember, back in the early days of the Zinger, they used to have the peanut characters on the front? Snoopy was always the Zinger Zapper. Do you remember that?
Oh, man. Vaguely. That sounds more familiar than the orange cupcake. Let's put it that way.
All right. So chocolate and vanilla Zingers, they have that thick layer of icing on the top, similar to the cupcake, the Hostess cupcake. They got the creamy filling in the middle. My personal favorite, raspberry Zingers, they do not have icing on top, but they are covered with like shaved coconut and raspberry flavored syrup. And oh my goodness, that is the one for me.
I've never tried that one. Maybe
my
that would
gosh,
change
are you
me.
nuts?
No, that sounds really good.
Best.
That
the
does sound good.
raspberry Zinger is the best. It's the best out of all Zingers. Has the coconut, has the raspberry mix. And not only that, but it comes in I remember I would DJ till 4 a.m. and then I would roll up to the 7-Eleven and just need my sugar fix. And that would be the sugar fix, because not only it usually comes in 3 package, they'd have the bonus package raspberry ones. Oh man, talk about, the cream was always enough. Never had a problem with the Zinger cream before or after. And I like all Zingers. I love the chocolate on occasion, the vanilla Zingers, yeah, but raspberry Zingers are the go-to. And that is just, I'm just going to put that right there. But it's not even a Hostess brand, so my top Hostess would probably be, closer to, the cupcake or whatever.
Dolly Madison is not bad. It's just not Hostess. That's all. I'm down with it. Right. So you want to give your personal list first?
Yes, I'm going to give my personal list here. It is number 10, Mini Muffins. Number 9, Snowballs. Every time I think of Snowballs, I'm sorry, I think of old people, and I don't know why that is.
It does seem that way.
Number 8 is Twinkies. It's number 7, HoHos. Number 6, Ding Dongs. Number 5, Donuts. Number 4, Suzy Q's. Number 3, Cupcakes. Number 2, Fruit Pies. And number 1 on my favorite Hostess Treats is Zingers.
I wouldn't have guessed you for Zingers, but okay. I'm going to try that raspberry that you had suggested.
Please do.
All right, number 10 for me, Snowballs. Number 9, Donuts. Number 8, Fruit Pies. Number 7, HoHo. Number 6, Zingers. Number 5, Ding Dongs. Number 4, Mini Muffins. Number 3, Suzy Q. Number 2, Cupcakes. And yes, I am a traditionalist through and through. Twinkies, number 1 for me.
I don't understand that. Really? Twinkies?
Dude, Twinkies are like the original. It's classic.
No. Sometimes classic means boring and not enough cream in the center.
Well, yeah. You're a cream snob, so you have allowed your deficiencies to come out on this show.
Let's review. I'm a seat snob.
Yes.
I'm a cream snob.
You're a cream snob. What else? I'm sure I could probably come up with a list of things.
Come up with a list. Top 10 things that annoy me about Brian.
Yes.
10. Yeah.
That might be more like 25.
Okay, 25 things. Yeah.
Zinger
would be number. Zinger would be number one. That is the list this week. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the lists. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please subscribe. Anything else you got, Mark?
No, that's it. I mean, catch us on all those modems. Like we said, we are all over social media. Yeah, Facebook is one of our primary places, but we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we are all over the place. And we appreciate the loyalty and we love the comments and we love to interact with you guys. So until next time, for Brian Mitchell, I'm Mark Grody. This is Let Me Put a List Together. We'll talk to you next time. Bye. That was delicious.
All right, you ready?
Get in touch with the show through email at lists@podcastentertainment.com. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Let Me Put a List Together.